98% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't lived the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and damn, they sent me where the life is be. The level forward depth and fight the type of shit they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die, you chump. I've never been a bitch, but damn, it's scary when that pride jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, and some sexually brutalized. I knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, bulldogs and skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF and Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. The northerners was loony, quick to ride up on their rivals. Even Christians went to church, hot knives up in their Bibles. Political and tribal, the Crips and Don moves, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IEs, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pie rules, the Hoosters quick to roll, the Gangsta Crips move. Whatever clique you choose, you better stick to the rules. Anybody can get hit, so never get the shit confused. Dudes big as Terry Crews screaming running for the door. When your pistol gone, is you gon' still be hard.
To the grave. And so what's going on? How you doing, Chances?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm doing excellent, man. I'm gonna start this interview off like this. I'm not gonna start off how I usually start off. Anything that you would like to know about me, I've did previous interviews on my Homeboy Chill's platform. Just tune into them and you'll find out basically things that you want to know. I've been getting a lot of requests in the comments from the viewers of me starting a platform and writing a book. So now it's going to happen. I don't know much about this stuff, man. I'm a dinosaur, man. And I'm still learning how to totally work my phone. I've been locked up the majority of my life. So those that's receptive to my ideology and my philosophy, because political ideology and philosophies govern the world. And through my life experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I have an ideology and a philosophy that's etched in stone. Let me start off like this, man. I'm not going to give no Martin Luther King speeches. I'm not going to be talking about let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Nor am I going to talk that Rodney King BS. Can we all just get along? But if I can stop one young soldier, Askari, one Bomani warrior, one young brother from going through the things that I went in life, I've done my job as an OG. You know, a lot of my stories, my life stories that you've heard, I came out on top, or my organization. But I'm going to mention one, which we didn't. We got the short end of the stick. But first, let me say that this is how I get back in contact with my homeboy Chill. You know, Ed called my nephew on the phone, and he had already heard about a lot of my exploits in life. So one day I called him on the phone because I had tried to disappear off the face of the earth because I was involved in so many things. And now that I'm just an old man, I tried my best to disappear. Why? Because I don't live the life that I used to live. I let that life go. But that life won't let me go. I called my nephew. You know, he had heard about things in my life. So I called my nephew. I said, how you doing? How you doing mentally? And what are you doing? He said, I'm watching you, huh? You watching me. So the first thing I did, I looked at the phone because I figured, well, maybe somehow this thing is on and he's watching me. So I said, so I'm looking at the phone, I'm turning this way, I'm turning that way. You can see my homeboy laughing at me, but I'm a dinosaur, man. So look, so look, man, so I'm doing all this stuff, looking like an idiot. But look, man, so look. So I said, man, what you mean? So now I'm getting upset. So I said, what you mean? What you mean you looking at me, man? I'm looking at you on TV. What you mean you looking at me on TV? And he told me where to go to. I turned on TV, showing up, bam. So, man, I'm looking. So now I'm mesmerized. This is why I'm mesmerized. So now I think it's some CIA, DEA, counterintelligence program going on or something. I don't. So look. So now, and I see pictures, man. I see pictures of me. I'm like, what the fizzy? How they get these pictures, man? So now I'm looking at the TV kind of funny. Because I done heard all types of things that, how they can monitor you and all this, man. But, and then I told my sister, and then she got in contact with Chill.
So wait, let me ask you a question.
Hold on. This is the thing. Look, man, I didn't know who he was. I'm old. I've been hit upside my head so many times, man. I suffer from short-term, long-term memory loss. So I don't know who he is. But who is this dude? So I'm listening to the things that he's saying. He got to know me, and he had to be there because he's mentioning things. There's only one way that he could know. And he's mentioning my ideology or my philosophy that's etched in stone in my mind. And I can't figure out who this dude is, man. So then people names pop up in my head. So I took a good look. It kind of looked like Chill, but no, it can't be Chill. Chill only about 135 pounds. That dude bigger than Chill. That ain't no Chill. That can't be Chill, because Chill got life. He ain't never getting out. And the work he's putting in there, was showing up. And then my nephew got in contact with Chill somehow, and we ended up getting in contact. What was you gonna say, Chill?
And so so I was just gonna say, so initially when you saw the videos, you didn't recognize me, right? And I'm assuming that the name 16 to Life also threw you off, huh?
Well, I looked at all that, but I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you because one of the things I pride myself in is that people that's important to me as far as allies in opposition, to remember that, because my survival and my life depended on it. It's like this. I'm retired now from the organization that I represented, in which is the IE. I'm retired. But don't get it twisted. From the womb to the tomb, from the cradle to the grave, it's still and will always be IE on mine. And I'm OG Chances. Now, getting off that, Chances, OG Chances was not born. I was not born. I was created. I was built. I wasn't born. I was created. I was built. And the only reason I'm able to sit here today because of God's, a higher power's blessing and a whole bunch of luck. And I don't want my young brothers, man, to go through what I went through, man. It's not a nice thing, man. I'm 64 years old, man. I spent more time in California's prison industrial complex than I have on the street.
Now let me stop and ask you a question, Chances, because I think this is important, right? I definitely understand what you meant when you said you wasn't born, you was created. And basically what you're talking about is due to some of the, you didn't come out the womb, tough, ready to fight, ready to use a knife, ready to blast somebody's out their boots. The experiences in life created that type of person, and some of the people that you met helped to shape the type of individual you turned out to be. So who are some of the people you think that were heavily influential on your life in turning you into the individual you felt you had to become to survive in prison?
A lot of the ideology in politics that's etched in stone in my mind, a lot of it wasn't certain individual, it was actual events. Because when a person tells you something, it's one thing, but when you experience it, it's a whole nother. But I will touch on a few. I want to touch on 5T, Kenny Carter. For those who know, and for those who don't know. 5T, Kenny Carter, I reiterate something that I've said before. He was Bunchy Carter's brother. Bunchy Carter was with the Black Panther who was killed on the college campus in LA by Ron Karenga's crew. Bunchy was he was an inspirational motivation to me. And the motivation that he gave me as a youngster, because 5T had been down since around 1975, maybe 72. 5T, he was accused allegedly of being the shot caller for the BGF. And he was talking to me because he's always sending me books. I became a prolific reader. And I never did no time with him on the main line. All the time I did with 5T was in the shoot. And he inspired in me that I had the charisma to be a leader. And he inspired me when I talked about, I should talk to him about a lot of things. He embraced my awareness. He enlightened me to take my life experiences and create an ideology that I follow and never stray from. And when I find out any of the ideology that I had was wrong, correct it. I remember, man, he called a few of us down to the library because we used to go down to the library in the shoe, Pelican Bay shoe. And they had these little cages in there that looked like phone booths. And this how we would pass messages and stuff like this. So we would go down there. He would call dudes like, I remember he called Monster Cody. I never did no time with Cody, but I used to see in the library in Pelican Bay. And Mad Dog from Front Street Watch, who was my cellie. And a couple of these other dudes, man. And I was accused allegedly of being in quite a few altercations. Some of them was just mortally. I mean, some of them was just wounds, and a couple of them I was accused of less mortally. But anyway, look. So this is what they did. So as I was, creating this idea, I do. So look, Pelican Bay came up with this thing for people who I fit the criteria. So they was giving out indeterminate shoes for prison games. The BGL, the ABs, the MAs, skinnies, whatever you name. So, but that was prison game. They couldn't give it to street games. So then, so then they tried to affiliate me with BGL. I wasn't. They needed three things to what they call the word is when they give you a term to
Validate.
validate. And I'll try to remember. Bear with me. I'm old. I'm 64. I'm 64 years old. Look, the three things to get validated was this: paperwork, to have a tattoo on you, or through your association with people from these prison gangs. So now I didn't have no tattoo. All the tattoos I had on me was IE. I had no paperwork. The only paperwork I had was a lot of Swahili. Then, I don't know if you noticed, through a couple of my interviews, I mentioned a lot of BGF. And I was introduced to them through my association through Fatih. And Fatih would shoot kites everywhere. And when we would deliver messages and stuff like this, they automatically, look, so they could, even though they did Monster Cody. He was made trade, whatever. He was accused allegedly of being a BGF. That's why he was validated. But nevertheless, look, then they tried to do Mad Dog. Look, then I feel, look, man. So that's what they came up with. Because I always ended up in the shoe, the ad seg, all that, the whole, everywhere I went, man. It's all documented, everything. Always end up in the hole. Nevertheless, they came up with this thing. If you go to the shoe so many times, you get it validated for an indeterminate shoe. And my last, because they had been telling me about this, it was coming into, and it came into effect. And after my last incident, if you go to the shoe so many times for violence, for basically stabbings. I don't know why I was always accused of blasting somebody, but anyway, look. On them 4 yards, man, especially places like Pelican Bay. Even though we were from different sections, different organizations, a lot of us, a lot of G's, we became comrades in the war, and orchestrated to implement battles in the war. So, it ain't like we became friends, but we became allies, man. We had dudes, I can tell you one dude is Sugar Bear, man. Sugar Bear, not Big Sugar Bear from A Train. Sugar Bear from Hoover, Little Sugar Bear, my comrade, man. And I was in a couple of pins, and on a couple occasions, Sugar Bear stopped me from getting my dick knocked in the dirt, even though there was going to be a lot of other people that got blasted. And I'll go into that in a minute. I met dudes like that I became very cool with, man. Like a Crazo from Raymond, man. Big Crazo, man. Straight up soldiers. Me and him was young at the time. I was younger than Crazo. But we worked out every day. And we stood tall and strong, on point like the gun tower, man. You know, dudes like this, man. Then like it was a lot of other soldiers. No, comrade of mine, 4 Finger Dave, legendary. Big Ant Malone. Just being around these soldiers, man. That's on point. Every time we hit the yard. keeping their head on a swivel. They standing tall and strong like the gun tower, man. A lot of this helped me develop. Look. Let me tell you about the incident. Sometime, man, the IE car got the shoulder to the stick. I'm always telling about how look. Sometimes, look, man. First of all, man, like I said, man, I got a comrade from Hoover named Sugar Bear, man, Little Sugar Bear, man. Little Sugar Bear, man, was about my height. He had about a dub, old monster swole. Anyway, look, I think I had just, they was doing what they call, I was on this thing called hobo status. So I'm going to all these different pins. This is what you got you have a institutional transfer. They send you from one pin to another pin. It only take a couple of hours, but you don't get there for 12 months because they take you to every pin, the pin, until your property can't catch it. Look, man, look. I just come down. I think it was Pelican Bay. I don't know. Old folks. I don't know. It was somewhere. So I hit Ironwood. Now Ironwood is the IE's backyard, so we kind of deep there. No, it is deep, but look, or was during my era. Look, anyway, man, look. I hit the yard. I got a couple of little homeboys. I got young homeboys. Got some young homeboys there. All them riders, they riders, man. What their business? So look, man. But I can see that either this was their first time in the penitentiary, or they hadn't did much time in level 4 penitentiaries. Anyway, and I'll just mention one in particular because he always pops on my mind. Robbie Dobbs, Project Game. Robbie Dobbs, straight up soldier, straight up gunner, with the business. Robbie Dobbs, with the business, man. Have no ifs and doubts about it. Robbie Dobbs gonna ride. Little soldier, man. He reminded me of Chill. He had the heart of a gunfighter, man. Look, man. So look. So I hit the yard, man. It's coming. I was only on the yard, not even a week, like it always is. I'm not on the yard long. Anyway, I'm on the yard. So you had these two dudes from Hoover, straight up soldiers, Askaris, soldiers, straight up Beaumonties, man, from Hoover, man, with the straight up business. But you could tell they had did some time, and they was with the no nonsense. So look, man. So, but one of the Hoover dudes, man, he was changed his life around. So he used to talk a lot of I use the word religious. He used to talk a lot of religious stuff, and he walked around with his Bible. And every time you would talk to him, he's humble. How you doing, brother? And somebody, one of my little homeboys, they said something, man. They was being facetious. They was saying something negative in a humorous way. It was being very facetious. So look. So when I come over, it's an argument going on. So I do my best to diffuse the argument, So the dudes walk away. They walk away. So they go over near the wall. They ain't fucking with nobody. Hoover dudes ain't fucking with nobody. They just doing their own thing, man. So they sitting down against the wall. This is Ironwood. They mind their business. Now there's only 2 of them. There's about at least 7 of us. It's at least 7 of us. They all youngsters, man. I just come down and I ain't really had no time, man, to get at my little young homeboys, man. So anyway, as we walking around the track, a couple of my little young homeboys, they mad dogging these dudes, man. Because they young, they don't know no better. They fresh off the street, they gang banging. They don't know no better, man. And of course, we're talking about the incident, but the way I'm talking about it, I'm trying to let them know, man, we got bigger fish to fry, man. What are you doing? But anyway, man, look. So I guess the Hoover dudes, they hear us, and they see the young homeboys mad dogging them. So as we get around the track and we go back to where we sit down against the wall and then on the other side, we saw there, ain't nobody tripping, but I'm getting at my little young homeboys and I'm letting them know what time it is as far as man, this year. Because of the incident that occurred, anything could jump off. It could get real ugly. And the homeboys, they young soldiers, man. They with the business, They don't care one way or the other. I care because I've been going to all these pins, all the stuff I've been through. But look, so the Hoover dudes, they come around the yard. They come around the track. They come around the track. And when they get up on us, they act like they're finna walk by. And all of a sudden, they just rush. It's just two of them. They got key souls. They got burners. Now, I will be the first to admit, we got the short end of the stick. And a couple of my homeboys, don't quote me on this. If you talk to Robbie Dobbs, he probably can tell you about the whole incident better than me. But anyway, look. So a couple of my homeboys get blasted. So it's a melee. It's about 7 months or 2 of them. But the Hoover dudes are standing their ground. And the reason I'm missing Robbie Dobbs, because, even though, man, we was dropping haymakers on these dudes trying to, because when they would turn their back to try to stick one homeboy, we could get him from behind. So this is what's going on with the melee. But a couple of my homeboys I think they got blasted. Look. And the reason I'm missing Robbie Dobbs, man, young soldier, man, much respect to Robbie Dobbs, Project Gang, Brick Gang, 10th Street, 9th Street, Murder Block. Look, man, when they lay us down, we laid down, Robbie Dobbs is still on one of them, man. And he's drilling the dude. Now, I don't know what happened to dude Kisu or the dude threw his keys. I don't know. I don't know. But the reason I say we got the short end of the stick is because a couple of my homeboys got blasters. Much respect to the Hoovers. Much respect to them two dudes. I'm not going to say them dudes' name. With much respect to them. Everybody knows all this stuff is documented. So people, look. So we all went to the Hoover. I'm the only one got a shooter. And them dudes did, of course, we ain't doing no telling, so all them dudes, they didn't catch no knife beef or nothing like that. If anything, they just got something for being a 115 for being in a physical altercation.
And let me pause you right here, Chances, because I remember you told me this story before, and I remember you distinctively telling me that when you guys was in the hole, you got message to one of the brothers from Hoover and letting them know, hey man, call me in as a witness, and I will let them know that you was not involved or whatever you told him. Elaborate on that a little bit, and elaborate on, for those out there not from this life, why would you be willing to testify and try to help someone who was trying to hurt you?
First of all, man, I've been accused, Leslie, in quite a few physical altercations. And as a soldier, man, the police, the COs, the overseers, officer is the opposition. They create the environments. We don't work with the police doing nothing, man. Period, man. Whatever happened, happened. Either you take that on the chin and keep on moving, or when you get back to the yard and you run across again, then you deal with it, man. Straight like that. And I indoctrinated that to my homeboy. We ain't doing no telling in any shape, form, or fashion, man, because I learned something, man. Look, I beat a lot of my cases that I was accused, allegedly, of doing, blasting somebody. Because I would call the dude, and he that I was accused of blasting to the 115 here, and I would say I didn't blast him, ask him. Because if dudes say that I blasted him, I'm gonna have the paperwork that he's a snitch, that he's a rat. So I was always call. Anytime they say I blasted somebody, man, I would call them. I would call him up in there as my witness. And I would say, I didn't blast him. Ask him.
Now let me stop right here, Chance. Let me stop you right here, homie. Congratulations, man. You know, because that's one of the things I learned from you, man. I learned that from you by listening to you, by you talking, giving me this type of information. So then when I blasted somebody and on the 2-yard, I did just what I did what the teacher told me. Call this dude in as a witness. And either he's going to tell or he's not. But if he does tell, then you have his statement on paper, homie. So like, this is why a lot of times I'll tell it people during my channel, you gave me a lot of information, man, that was useful in helping me survive prison. We all have teachers or people who helped us learn and survive in prison, homie. And so that, you know, once again, thank you for that, man. That was useful information. The dude who I blasted, he ended up not telling. He kept it real. And the name of that story is Chill versus Goliath, man. So if y'all want to check that out, go check that out. Sorry to interrupt, but that's something that I learned from being around you.
So dude called me up in there, and I said no, he wasn't even in it, because Chill, I don't know why, man. I don't know why. I don't know. Look, man. I don't know. Look, every time, do you know I never. That's the only way I have ever tried to fight one of my cases that I went in, because I've always got found guilty. Never, unless dude didn't say I didn't do it, then they would just look, man. So nobody got charged with weapons for sticking nobody and all that, and whatever. And I guess everybody went back to the line, except for me. Before they send me up to the shoe again. Look, man.
Real quick, let me ask you one more question, right? Because I've seen a few dudes ask me this ludicrous question on my page, man. It's ludicrous, and I already know how you gonna feel about this. I just want you to expound on it a little bit. Some dudes have asked me, in situations on the street, is it cool if one dude who's selling drugs calls the police and reports on another drug dealer in order to get him out of the way and have no competition? How do you feel about that?
Man, you already know how I feel, man. We don't deal with the police, period, man. We don't deal with the police, period, man. The police is the opposition. That's the enemy. You heard? The police is a gang. The California police is a gang, man. We don't deal with them, period, man. My thing is this. Just like to young dudes that bang, you bang. You gang, you representing your set from the womb to the tomb, from the cradle to the grave. Look here, man. My set and no set. Check it out. If you get locked up and you say, oh man, I ain't doing this, fuck you, I ain't banging no more, because nobody sent me no way, I ain't getting no letter. Hold up. First of all, you know what you signed up. You know what you signed up for. You read the dotted lines. You read the fine print. You know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up for. Now, if some of your homeboys reach out for you, reach out and touch you, then man, it's loyalty before dishonor. But don't get to crying. Do your time and come home, man. I did my time to come home. When I hit the street, I would reach out and touch my homeboys with something. I would let them feel the love, cuz. Anyway, look, man. Look. You laughing. That was an old dude, man. Look, man. Look.
And so one more question for you, man. Let me ask your opinion on this, because I know that we have both seen this several times, right? You got two individuals out there who gang banging. They're representing the same hood. So of course, if they're representing the same hood, they also have the same enemies. They're beefing back and forth. You have one homie who goes to the other hood, and he either commits a murder or he commits an attempted murder on his enemies. And we know when you gang banging, people go back and forth, they shoot. They're not looking for the particular dude that done the shooting so much. They looking from anybody representing that gang. And if you're claiming a gang, you are a representative of that gang. So now, your homeboy gets picked up for a murder that you did. What's supposed to happen in that situation? I get charged.
Look, my home. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to go into depth on this, but that happens for my organization. And the one didn't do it, he didn't tell. He wrote that beef, man. He wrote that beef. Now, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say no more. I'm not going to say them, but them the homeboys, and they have to, Let me speak on something else, man. I read in the comments, because everybody know I don't do head of things. I don't do it because you might beat me up. And I'm not giving you an equal opportunity to whoop my, but you know the rest of the story. But look, anyway, look, man. So they asked me, they say, chances. Oh, gee, chances, man. You don't do head of things, man. It's well known that you'll blast somebody clean out their boots. Like I always say, their boots will be right here smoking. They be laid way over there somewhere. That's so hard. I'm a black. Look, man. Look, somebody said, what if it's your homeboy? Will you give him a head of thing? First of all, I don't do head of things. We homeboys. I'm not going to put my dick beaters on you. You don't put your big beaters on me. Whatever it is, we ought to be able to talk about it. Because we homeboys, man. We homeboys, man. We don't do that, man. We're not from another section. We IEs, man. We don't put our hands. You my homeboy, man. You my ride or die. So look, man. Here's a perfect example, man. I'm not going to go into details, man. This happened in my section. The homeboys, they out there boxing, whatever they doing. But, that's what soldiers do. We box, There's rules and regulations to that shit too. But look, one homeboy fall and hit the ground. Other one kicked him or stunned him or did something which he was in straight violation. The homeboy's a shooter. He was accused of allegedly coming back and taking his breath. Anybody from the IE knows the story I'm talking about. Much respect to the homeboy that rest in peace, and much respect to the homeboy that was accused allegedly of committing this offense. Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to speak on, man. I read in the comments, like I said, shoot your comments, man, because I'm gonna answer, man. I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut. If you don't want it raw and uncut, ain't no sense of shooting. Somebody, you had told a story of an incident that we was in where approximately 7 people got blasted. Around 7 people got blasted. And a couple of them may have ran. This is where everybody else went to the whole, went to either you beat your case. Everybody else may have went to the line. Of course, I went to the shoot. Look, man, look. But the comment was, some dude said, they were saying, oh, this didn't happen in the trolling. That dude probably a soldier, man, so I respect his trolling. And he don't want to believe it. I feel you. Look, I want to say this. If you don't want it raw enough, especially when stuff is documented, man, it's in the history book. Look, it can't be. Look, history is not planned. History happens. And this is how history be. Look, they complained this didn't. It went down. I'm telling you it went down. And I'm saying to you, the one who wrote that. I probably go listen to comments up in there. Well, I'm just going to take it on the chin. Look, if you don't want to hear it, if you don't want to hear it raw and uncut, when they give you Hennessy, if you want some Pepsi Cola and Spice Cubes on the side, just say so. Me, when you give me my Hennessy, give me raw Henny. I don't want no ice cubes. I don't want no Pepsi Cola. I don't want no orange juice. Give me my Henny raw and uncut, straight like that. So if you don't want to hear it, why are you tuning in?